in that span where you guys had, say, 7-point lead, and they go on a 23-5, was it anything that they did, or did you guys kind of just move the game plan a little bit faster?
I think they just got a lot of easy looks, and they got into a good rhythm. Are you talking about the third quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, specifically the third quarter. Bane got it going. Great young player in our league, and he just kept his foot on the gas pedal, which he should have done when Ja was on the bench. And then when both those guys came in, they were just playing off each other really well. I felt like they got into our paint pretty often. Bane challenged our bigs at the rim. So did Ja. I felt like we did a great job most times just forcing Ja into some tough ones. But, he got it going early. I think he almost had, 20 in the first quarter or in the first half. So there was a lot that they were feeling good about, I felt, in the first quarter on. And, we did our best to fight back, but that third quarter is just horrendous.
What are the things you guys need to do to find a rhythm defensively?
I could sit up here and say we can watch film, we can communicate more, we could trust more. I think that those things are obvious, but for us as a team, consistency, when we're out there, in terms of focusing on our game plan, is really what we have to collectively focus on as a team. And it's an effort thing, of course, but it's a psychological aspect that we have to develop as a team. What's going to make us tick? What's going to be our pulse, especially on defensive end when we give up 39 points in the first quarter, 45 points in the third quarter. That's just not a trait of a great team on the defensive end, especially when you think about just how much length we have and how much talent we have in terms of our intangibles of being able to make up for one another on that on the defensive end of the floor, because we have guys that can play multiple positions. So I think we just got to utilize our strengths well and just make the game easy for each other on the defensive end instead of just having it just be a one-on-one challenge. We play great team defense when we're communicating, when the right spots, body position-wise on the end.
When it comes to Ja Morant, since his fourth year, what have you seen him continuously be able to do, especially when it comes to labeling himself and improving his offense and being able to he's kind of every category he's kind of taken it to another step.
He's an incredible student of the game, and he takes his craft, his profession very serious. It's a trait of a great player when they come in and have no fear, and Ja doesn't have fear, and he shows it night in and night out. And you can tell that he's watched guys before him, and he has a lot of nuances in the game. And I think coming into this year, he definitely wanted to make it a point individually to get better in every category. When I say we, a lot of us as professionals, year to year, we want to work on some specific things. And I feel like this year he's making an emphasis not to just score, but to make it look easy, and then also make his teammates better. And they go off his mentality. So it's good to see. We'll be seeing him lead this team for a long time, hopefully. And, I'm looking forward to the challenge of being, the OG or YOG in this league. I know that he's just going to keep getting better. So just appreciative that I get a chance to compete against him.
I know you have a solid relationship with Ben early in the season. Do you feel like you need to say anything to him because he struggled to keep going early and to have these foul problems, and he hasn't had the type of impact that he's liked so far?
Most of what I have to say to that is just trusting that he's a professional and that his skills are going to catch up to our game plan eventually. And when I say that, just he's there, but I think just body-wise, I'm not going to give him any excuses. Of course, I don't think he wants any excuses from me, but the relationship that we've developed is really centered around just holding each other to that high standard and knowing that, we're capable of doing some special things night to night, but a lot of it is mental. A lot of it is pushing through just what you feel like you're capable of doing, especially when you're coming off an injury. I don't know if you guys have ever had a significant injury or something that you're pushing through. But when you're out there and the game's moving fast and, you're playing with some great players and it's a, environment where it's new, when you're playing on the road with some new guys that you haven't played with. I think we've been together for 4 weeks now, total. So though we have guys that have been here for a few years together, but it's still a new synergy we have to figure out, new DNA. And once we find that heartbeat, that rhythm, that pulse within our team, I feel like things will start clicking. But until then, I think you guys can quote me too. I said this at media day. It's going to look ugly sometimes. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to look ugly. And game to game, we're going to have to figure it out. And we had a chance to win this game. We did. We should win. When there's great players out on the floor, I feel like I have a great chance of winning every game I play in. But in terms of how I individually feel, it doesn't matter. It's all about the team, and Ben's a big part of that, and we need him to lock in just like as much as us.